Welcome everybody to a brand new Pokemon Go PvP video. These are some Go Battle League battles in the Ultra League Premier Classic. Sirfetch'd destroys the Walrein and Swampert cores. We've seen a rise of the triple fire teams, and I feel like Swampert and Walrein are a direct response to that. Here we see an Obstagoon lead into our Sirfetch'd team. As you can see there on the side, our team is Sirfetch'd in the lead with Charizard and our Kanto Muck as well. So the Alolan Muck switch in is a bit curious here. Not really sure if they have a better answer. It kind of seems like they don't, but they're running a dark lead with a dark poison switch, and they shield as well. I'm going to go ahead into my own Muck here. This is Kanto Muck, obviously very different from Alolan Muck, but it helps me because I feel like their Alolan Muck is just way far ahead in terms of energy, and our Charizard can't really tank a lot of hits, so it makes sense for me to come in here with the Muck. Going to throw the Thunder Punches here because the Dark Pulse is resisted, Dark versus Dark, and it's also not stabbed on our own Muck, whereas with Alolan Muck it is stabbed, so it does get that little boost there. We're going to see another move come through here, and I will be forced to shield, unfortunately, just because this Alolan Muck is so far ahead on energy. And although Charizard can handle Obstagoon, I really want Sirfetch'd lined up against Obstagoon again. So we're going to throw a Thunder Punch right here, and whereas I don't believe this will quite KO, it will be pretty close. My opponent does survive. Do we get the move? Oh, we get to Poison Jab all the way through, which is really nice. In comes the Obstagoon, and I'll tell you what, this is their best answer for Muck, so we are in really good shape because Muck is going to resist all of these counters, and I'm going to definitely get at least one Thunder Punch here to try to even up this matchup. We get the first Thunder Punch there, trying to get to a second one, and Obstagoon continues to farm. Not a lot of trainers know the Kanto Muck Poison Jab counts, so we're able to sneak in another Thunder Punch here, which is a big surprise because Goon definitely has enough energy for the Night Slash, and it was actually a CMP. Oh, this is so rough. Kanto Muck winning the CMP exchange over the Obstagoon, which means all this energy could have been spent elsewhere, but it is unfortunate. Coming in Sirfetch'd, swap in. Here comes the Crobat. Crobat needs quite a few air slashes to get up to that Shadow Ball, so I'm not really concerned about anything besides the Shadow Ball. And I think at this juncture, I try to time my moves. As you can see, this is a double Legacy Wing Attack Blast Burn Charizard. You do need to Elite TM the Wing Attack unless you have a Legacy from 2016, I believe. But the Blast Burn has been available during Community Days. Excuse me, so there are ways to get that. So he goes straight for the Shadow Ball, and we make a shield call there, which really pays off. Crobat's in a tough spot here. We just need to get to the Blast Burn, and because we just switched, we can actually keep an eye on our Sirfetch'd down there at the bottom. And because our switch timer on Sirfetch'd is nowhere near done, and we switched at the same time as they did, we had nothing to fear. Here comes the Obstagoon. We're going to try to get to the Dragon Claw, but it's not even needed as our opponent top lefts in that match. Sirfetch'd has great coverage with the Night Slash and Leaf Blade charge moves, and counter is one of the best fast moves in the game. We get another great lead here, leading into a Snorlax. Our opponent switches into Kingdra. We know the Octazooka is a bit slower than the Leaf Blade, so I'm comfortable here firing the Leaf Blade before making our switch, because getting a shield or getting some chip can really help us to secure this matchup, and again, we want to maintain alignment. No shield there on the Kingdra. Because it is a Dragon Water, it does take neutral from grass, which is pretty interesting for what you would expect to be a regular water type. I think about the Kanto Muck here, and I realize that if I shield an Outrage, which we do, very nice shield, we shield the Outrage, we make life really hard for that Snorlax as well, because a lot of Snorlaxes are running Body Slam and Superpower. They're going to need to throw at least 2 Body Slams to KO. So we're going to undercharge our Thunder Punch, Poison Jab all the way through. Kind of debatable if we should have undercharged there, because I think Dragon Breath does a bit more damage than Lick. But either way, we're still in a comfortable position. Go ahead and throw the Thunder Punch. Again, we want to try to maximize our Muck here. We've gotten 2 very good situations in a row in these last 2 games, so we want to make the most of it. I'm going to go ahead and fire Thunder Punches straight away. And again, firing a little bit after I reach the move the first time, firing right on the move the second time, just to try to confuse my opponent about the energy. And look there, we get a shield as well. they're starting to understand that this Kanto Muck is a nuisance and there's no way to get rid of it quickly. So we do see a body slam come through. Not a big deal. Licks are going to start to add up, but we get to another move. Oh no, we force him to throw again, which means Snorlax is out of energy. It's completely empty. Very, very nice position for us to be in. We're going to let Kanto Muck go. Come in with our Sirfetch'd. Here comes the Sylveon. Very, very nice. Sylveon's Charm Side Shot combination is featured in the past community day, and it does allow Sylveon to get to a charge move a lot more quickly than other Charmers, whereas Wigglytuff and Clefable need 10 charms, Sylveon only needs 8, kind of like Granbull in a lot of ways. So they shield the first Blast Burn, but I'll tell you what, we are resisting these charms, and the pacing of the Blast Burn is just so much faster than the Sylveon can pace to 2 Side Shocks. So I'm feeling very confident here. We actually have an opportunity here to overcharge. I always recommend this if you're in a position where your opponent doesn't have a charge move and they're dealing resisted or not very effective damage to your Pokemon with their fast moves. Overcharge, overcharge, overcharge. We built up almost to 2 Blast Burns there. We're going to land the first one. In comes the Snorlax, and look at that, 2 wing attacks, and we score another Blast Burn. If we don't overcharge there, Snorlax becomes a lot more threatening. I don't know if they win because we did kind of RPS them in a lot of ways here, but it does make the matchup closer, and the overcharge just is our insurance policy. Dark Hornet LSU, if you know me well, you know I am a Mississippi fan, an Ole Miss fan, so LSU, we need to win this battle. Here's the Trevenant. This is a tough lead for Sirfetch'd, going to go right into our Muck. In comes the Swampert. Now this is where things get a bit tricky, because this back line is quite weak to Swampert, and whereas Sirfetch'd beats Swampert Walrein very comfortably, these 2 Pokemon in the back, Muck and Charizard, have a very hard time against that combination, although Muck does have lots of play against Walrein with the Thunder Punch. So Swampert throws a move. I'm really hoping it's Earthquake, but I know it's probably not. It's a Hydro Cannon, definitely the more efficient move to throw. They actually throw it back-to-back, which is not that bad because, again, we're dealing resisted Poison Jab damage. We have Thunder Punch, Dark Pulse, not a big arsenal to hit a ground water type with, and still they don't overcharge in a perfect opportunity to do so. So we come in with our Sirfetch'd here, trying to outpace to the Leaf Blade. Sirfetch'd actually wins CMP over Swampert as well. So in this situation, I'm putting a lot on Charizard's plate, whereas I could have thrown earlier and tried to get off the Leaf Blade against the Swampert. I will overcharge just a little bit here, because also when trying to beat the Trevenant, you need to be ahead on energy. 5 Shadow Claws to the Seed Bomb for Trevenant, 5 counters to Night Slash for our Sirfetch'd. The difference is that our counters are resisted and their Shadow Claws are neutral. They're going to deal a lot of damage. So I fire the Night Slash here right away against the Trevenant, trying to get a shield and make things easier for Charizard in the back. We do get the shield as well, coming in with our Wing Attack Charizard with the shield advantage. This feels pretty good. Our opponent throws. I make the call, and it's the wrong call. We get hit with a Shadow Ball, and that's so rough. We have 2 shields, and our opponent still doesn't bait. They throw the Shadow Ball. I no shield, and with the no shield, I think I just kind of threw the game because there's not enough health to go around. There's no way that Charizard can muscle through this Alolan Muck, and our Sirfetch'd is already weak. So we top left there. We lost to the LSU team. That's really tough. Here comes another Obstagoon lead. Again, Sirfetch'd, picking up tons and tons of good leads here. Our opponent makes a switch into Swampert. This is good for us, right? Because we have our Charizard and Muck for the Obstagoon in the back. We have Sirfetch'd to deal with Swampert, and they literally hand us Swampert on a silver platter into our Pokemon with the Leaf Blade charge move. So this is very, very good for us. Gonna try to overfarm, and right there, I tried to avoid throwing on CMP in this matchup because Swampert's pacing to Hydro Cannon is 5 mud shots than 4, whereas Sirfetch'd needs 5 counters every time. They're both 2-turn moves, but the difference is 9 versus 10, right? Swampert has 9, Sirfetch'd is 10. The difference as well is that Swampert cannot tank a Leaf Blade. It is absolutely going to get just whipped out of here with the Leaf Blade charge move. So when that move comes through, it's devastating, but we can tank a Hydro Cannon, and Mudshot can't really farm us down. So either way, we're in a pretty good spot. In comes the Crobat. This is going to be a drawn out match. My opponent recognizes that and top lefts. Maybe a bit of a misclick, maybe meant to go into Crobat there, but we still had our Kanto Muck. All right, this is a lost lead for the Sirfetch'd. We are definitely going to look for a safe switch here. Right into the Kanto Muck. Let's see how our opponent responds. Thunder Punch, again, a great coverage move for flyers like Charizard, like Crobat. It's very, very good. And also solid, again, against stuff like Walrein. So our opponent no shields at first Thunder Punch. Builds up quite a bit of energy. They're really trying to get a shield out of us here. Takes shield advantage. I'm going to no shield, and it will be the Blast Burn, which is pretty tough. But this Charizard's a little bit weak. In comes Escavalier. All right. So we've got a good answer for Escav with our Charizard, and because we're resisting these counters, we do get to the Dark Pulse as well, which is really, really nice. Dark Pulse takes a little less than half. Our Poison Jabs are resisted, and this Escav farms us all the way down. We need energy on Sirfetch'd to fight back against Charizard, and we don't want to take too much damage on our own Charizard either. So we come in with the Sirfetch'd here. We know that Drill Run is going to deal a decent chunk. Aerial Ace is bad news. Mega Horn will do a decent chunk as well. It's an Aerial Ace Escav. What the heck? All right, we're going to try to outpace to a move here. We throw the Night Slash. Sirfetch'd has one of the highest attack stats in the game. It wins CMP over almost everything in the Ultra League, with the exception of a couple of crazy spice picks. And Gengar. I think Gengar also beats it. Reaching for our Charizard. We know their Charizard's probably coming out here. So I do make the switch. In comes the Charizard. They have a fighter in the back. They switch Sirfetch'd into our Charizard. This is looking really good for us. I need to avoid a potential nuke move. Something like a Brave Bird would really, really mess us up here. So we need to be careful of something like that. Sirfetch'd on our team has counter, Leaf Blade, Night Slash, but it does have access to other moves. I believe it has Close Combat and Brave Bird as well. So this situation, again, we no shielded earlier in this set, and you know what? We're going to shield this time, and it turns out that it is the big Brave Bird. Very, very nice that we shielded a move that could have potentially KO'd Charizard and flipped this whole match. That would have been very tough. They let Sirfetch'd go. They come in with their Charizard with a shield, but you know what? Zard is so low. I am getting the feeling that we can just counter and wing attack through this Pokemon, just like we were beaten by fast moves in the previous match. They come through with the Blast Burn. Our Charizard falls. We come in with the Sirfetch'd, and we punch out the Charizard with those resisted counters. Very, very nice. I had a lot of fun with this team. If you're enjoying it as well, leave a like, comment below. Let me know what you think of Sirfetch'd. I don't know if this is the best back line, but I think Sirfetch'd is a great, great lead and closer as well in the current Ultra League Premier Classic meta. Now, we are able to deny the opponent's Escavalier an extra counter there, which means that we are going to land our Night Slash. Again, Leaf Blade is like 4 times resisted. We draw a shield. I guess they were expecting maybe a Brave Bird at that point. Interesting. I saw Aerial Ace last game, so I'm defending against it. And it's the Drill Run this time. Sirfetch'd is not very bulky, so even if it is Drill Run, we don't want to take all that extra damage. The trick here is that it's going to be hard to figure out where to catch a Drill Run on the rest of my team. I could go with Charizard, and I believe that I do. Here comes the second Night Slash, trying to take the second shield. We get it. One more counter. Switching to Charizard, trying to make the catch here. Doing that one counter after the charge move, it really lulls your opponent into a false sense of security. Maybe they feel like you're going to stay and they can get off their move cleanly. In comes the Swampert, and this is so rough for us, but I'm glad that we have the shield. If this Swampert overcharges, it gets even more difficult for our Sirfetch'd because, yes, we have a shield, but we are weak in health and low in energy as well, with only one counter to our name. And look at the overfarm here by the Swampert. This is worst case scenario, and this is exactly what we did against the Snorlax team earlier in the set. When you do a huge overfarm like this, I mean, if I shield, they just go back-to-back Hydro Cannon. If I no shield, then they hit whatever I bring in with the Hydro Cannon. This is just really, really difficult. Coming with the Sirfetch'd, we have a couple of counters actually, and we sneak through a third. Now what I'm going to try to do is get one more counter and then land a Leaf Blade. But if they catch on Escav, it could be really tough for us. Oh, I go for 3 counters, and then we force the CMP. Okay, so watching this back, that was pretty wild. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. These battles are for my live stream. If you want me to cast your battles in the league that's currently available in GBL, there is a link in the description. We see the Walrein come in, and this looks a little bit tough, but Sirfetch'd needs to stand strong here in the back. We're going to throw a Thunder Punch here against the Walrein. To my earlier point, if you want me to cast your battles, there is a form that you can fill out and submit in the description. Go ahead and click it and send me your awesome battles. Walrein does have access to Earthquake, but it's not Stab, and Kanto Muck is quite bulky, so we're going to see how much damage this move does. Earthquake comes through, Kanto Muck survives. Can we get to the move? We do. Oh, I'm overfarming like heck, and I get to the Thunder Punch right here at the last second. It gets a little tough because if we leave any Kanto Muck left, the Escavalier farms. If we let Kanto Muck get KO'd, then we get into a position where the Walrein has a move, and does it? Oh, it has a move. My counter comes through, but the Icicle Spear is going to be more than enough to KO this Sirfetch'd. Tough sledding for the duck here against the Walrein. This was a Swampert Walrein core, and we did not get the right alignment, which is definitely unfortunate, but we're learning. All right, last battle of the video. Walrein lead. Sirfetch'd loves this. This is very nice. Our opponent makes a switch into Charizard. I go right into Kanto Muck, and I do like this play because we're generally going to outpace Thunder Punch versus Blast Burn. We know it takes 8 wing attacks for the Blast Burn. That's 16 turns, 1 turn longer than Skarmory's Sky Attack, if you can imagine. We do shield up that Blast Burn there as well, and recognizing that Muck has utility against Walrein, I think it's very safe here to shield because then we can use our Muck against that Walrein if we do manage to take switch. Our opponent shields as well, which is a bit curious, but let's see how this plays out. Going for the Thunder Punch right away. Wing attack does come through, and Charizard continuing to apply pressure. This Thunder Punch won't quite KO. Muck is very bulky, but it doesn't have the highest attack. But look at this Charizard getting Poison Jab down right there on the last moment. Unable to overtake our Kanto Muck, and we take switch advantage with significant health. This Walrein has landed an Earthquake to one-shot us. In comes Gallade, and I'm feeling pretty good about this matchup because as we think about it, we have Charizard against the Gallade, and then we have our Sirfetch'd against the Walrein. So it feels pretty good. Excuse me, the only way this can get out of hand is if we don't manage our energy. And look at this, Gallade shielding. It's now down to half health. All right, I feel pretty good about this matchup. We do have a shield here. Gallade is loaded with, I think, 5 confusions. We come in Charizard. Our opponent loads up 2 more confusions. That's pretty tough. All right, Gallade gonna throw a move here. We know everything is resisted. Close combat, though, takes a big chunk. Do they switch? Yes, they switch. I go into my own Sirfetch'd here. We're gonna throw the Leaf Blade. I really want to keep that final shield just in case the Gallade gets another shot to fire off a charge move, which I think it will because it did overfarm quite a bit. Leaf Blade dealing so much damage to the Walrein. I have to keep my shield about me no matter what. Ooh, this is so close. I have to try to take an Earthquake here. There's no other way, right? All right, Earthquake. Sirfetch'd dies. Oh no, we're in such a bad spot. Here comes the Charizard though. Wing attack through. We load the Blast Burn and we have a shield. Let's absolutely go. Throwing the Blast Burn here against that Gallade. That is going to be lights out for the fighting Psychic type Pokemon. All right, I lied. We'll do one more battle. One more battle here. All right, our opponent here is freezing high. Let's see what happens in this match. All right, they lead Gallade. If I remember correctly, this is a crazy game. Gallade's really tough for our team. I'm going to fire 1 counter and then catch the confusion on the Kanto Muck. Charge moves are resisted, but those confusions are really chipping down on our poison type Kanto Muck here. My objective here, because my lead and closer, so to speak, or my lead and swap, I should say, are both weak to Gallade, is just grab a shield. They switch in the Walrein though. And this is an interesting position to be in because it means that we can possibly counter down the Walrein, load up our Sirfetch'd, and start to fight back against that Gallade. I'm going to throw another Thunder Punch here, and this Walrein will get a full farm down, but it will escape with about half of the HP that it had when it started this battle, which is pretty good for us. Oh, less than half. My goodness, it's more like a quarter. More like a quarter of what it started with. This is looking like the Charizard show because Sirfetch'd is going to have a hard time versus Gallade. We get a counter through. Walrein throws the move here. Everybody, if you like this video, leave me a like, comment down below what you thought, and let me know what you think of Sirfetch'd. I really would like to hear your opinions, and if you have a better team for Sirfetch'd, I would like to hear that as well. Walrein is able to get off 2 Icicle Spears here. I'm going to shield because Confusion is going to deal so much damage. I need to be careful. We get the full counter down and we load a move as well. I think I make an error here in terms of fast move timing. Let's see what we do. We throw a counter and the Night Slash. Now, where I go wrong here is throwing the charge move. It takes 1 turn to throw a charge attack, which means that the Confusion is going to apply to my Sirfetch'd when I switch it out. As you can see there, I'm now down into the yellow, whereas I meant to catch the Confusion on my Charizard. In comes Magnezone. This is so bad. Magnezone, such a good Pokemon and a good core breaker because of that electric type attack. Wild Charge is Stab. It rips through so many Pokemon because Magnezone has such an incredible attack stat as well. I draw the only shield, with the Blast Burn, and I have to make a call here. This could be double Wild Charge. It could be Mirror Shot bait. I call the first Wild Charge. Can we get to the Blast Burn here? Oh, we lose CMP. We lose CMP to the Magnezone. This is so tough. If this is Wild Charge, it definitely will KO the Charizard. And it does. Charizard goes down. I really need to counter down this Magnezone. Come on, Sirfetch'd. 4. No. Darth Vader. No. This is so bad. He's able to get to this Mirror Shot here and secure the KO on the Sirfetch'd. Very, very tough game to end on, but definitely very exciting. Everybody, if you like this video, let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like. This is going to go up on February 2nd. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.